When the elements rage, humanity stands at the brink. This is Of the World, Chronicles of Disaster. Today, we return to the Bay of Naples. It is August 24th, 79 AD. In the heart of the Roman Empire, life along the fertile slopes of the bay unfolds with the rhythm of prosperity and leisure. Pompeii and its neighboring city Herculaneum stand as vibrant outposts of Roman civilization, their streets lined with villas adorned in frescoes, bustling forums where merchants trade olives and wine, and amphitheaters echoing with the cheers of spectators at gladiatorial games. The soil here yields abundant harvests thanks to the volcanic richness beneath, drawing wealthy Romans to build summer retreats overlooking the sparkling waters of the Mediterranean. Yet beneath this idol lies a sleeping giant, Mount Vesuvius, its slopes cloaked in vineyards and forests, its peak a serene backdrop that has not stirred in living memory. For generations, locals have regarded the mountain as benign, a source of fertile land rather than a harbinger of doom. The empire itself pulses with expansion under Emperor Titus, its legions securing distant frontiers, while citizens in these coastal towns enjoy the fruits of Pax Romana, unaware that the very earth supporting their villas and temples holds the power to erase them in hours. Historical accounts from the period paint a picture of thriving communities where Roman engineering shines through aqueducts delivering fresh water and roads connecting these towns to the capital. Yet omens begin to surface in the form of minor tremors that shake the ground without alarm. These quakes, dismissed as routine seismic activity common to the region, foreshadow a catastrophe that will etch these cities into history as eternal tombs, their final moments frozen in volcanic embrace. As the sun rises on that fateful August morning, the air carries the sense of sea salt and blooming gardens, the laughter of children playing in courtyards, and the clatter of carts on cobblestone streets, all oblivious to the molten forces gathering miles below the surface. This is the world on the eve of annihilation, a snapshot of human achievement perched precariously atop nature's volatile foundation, where the grandeur of empire meets the indifference of geology in a collision that will redefine our understanding of disaster for millennia to come. Pompeii and Herculaneum before the eruption represent pinnacles of Roman provincial life, with Pompeii boasting a population of around 20,000 souls engaged in trade, agriculture, and entertainment, its walls adorned with political graffiti and erotic art that reveals a society both sophisticated and indulgent. Herculaneum, smaller and more exclusive, serves as a retreat for the elite, its marble villas featuring intricate mosaics and private baths where senators and merchants relax amid the gentle lapping of the sea. Key figures include Pliny the Elder, the renowned naturalist and commander of the Roman fleet at Misenum, whose insatiable curiosity about the natural world will draw him into the heart of the unfolding horror, and his nephew Pliny the Younger, a young lawyer whose detailed letters to the historian Tacitus provide the only surviving eyewitness narrative of the cataclysm. The build-up begins innocuously on that August day with a sudden roar echoing from Vesuvius, its summit exploding in a towering column of ash and pumice that rises miles into the sky, blotting out the sun and casting an unnatural twilight over the bay. Pumice stones rain down like hail, accumulating in drifts that crush rooftops and clog streets, forcing residents to flee with whatever they can carry or seek shelter in cellars and basements. Citizens trapped by the falling debris and thickening ash stumble through choking darkness, their lungs filling with fine particles as the ground trembles violently beneath their feet. As night falls, the eruption escalates into terrifying pyroclastic surges, superheated clouds of gas and volcanic material racing down the slopes at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, vaporizing flesh and suffocating those caught in their path with temperatures hot enough to boil blood and melt glass. Bodies are preserved in the volcanic ash through rapid encasement, their final poses captured in haunting detail as the ash hardens around them like a macabre mold, preserving skeletons, household items, and even the expressions of terror on faces turned skyward. Pliny the Younger's eyewitness letters describe the scene with chilling precision, recounting how his uncle ventured across the bay to rescue friends only to succumb to the toxic fumes, while the young Pliny himself fled with his mother amid earthquakes that toppled buildings and waves that threatened to swallow the shoreline, his accounts capturing the screams of the dying and the desperate prayers to gods who offered no mercy in the face of such elemental fury. The climax unfolds with unrelenting fury as Vesuvius unleashes its full wrath in a series of devastating surges that sweep across the landscape like avenging spirits, the first wave striking Herculaneum with such force that it buries the town under 60 feet of boiling mud and ash within moments, entombing hundreds who had sought refuge along the waterfront in a suffocating embrace of superheated gas that sears lungs and halts hearts in mid-beat. In Pompeii, the horror intensifies as residents huddle in homes or attempt frantic escapes along the roads, only for the second and third surges to roar through the city gates, their temperatures reaching 500 degrees Fahrenheit and reducing wooden beams to cinders, while the ash cloud descends like a suffocating blanket, filling every crevice and turning the air into a lethal fog. Narrative tension builds in the desperate cries of families separated in the chaos, the glint of jewelry clutched in dying hands, and the sight of gladiators and slaves alike reduced to contorted forms frozen in the ash, their bodies arched in agony as the pyroclastic flow overtakes them without warning or pity. The mountain's throat belches forth rivers of molten rock and more pumice, the ground splitting open in places to swallow entire streets, while lightning cracks through the ash-filled sky in a display of nature's raw power that illuminates the fleeing figures like ghosts in a nightmare. Survivors who reach the outskirts find no safety as the surges pursue them relentlessly, their momentum carrying death across miles and leaving behind a silent wasteland where once vibrant life had thrived, the air now thick with the stench of sulfur and charred remains. This peak of destruction lasts mere hours, yet etches an indelible scar on the earth, transforming thriving cities into necropolises where time itself stands still, the screams echoing through the darkness, giving way to an eerie quiet broken only by the settling of ash and the distant rumble of the mountain's dying fury. In the aftermath, the buried cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum vanish from collective memory for nearly 17 centuries, their locations lost beneath layers of hardened ash and soil, until rediscovery in the 18th century sparks a wave of archaeological fervor that unearths streets, forums, and intimate household scenes preserved in astonishing detail, revealing Roman daily life with unprecedented clarity through carbonized scrolls, intact frescoes, and even the outlines of bread loaves left baking in ovens. Scientifically, the event revolutionizes understanding of volcanic phenomena, inspiring modern volcanology as researchers study the pyroclastic flows and ash layers to develop early warning systems for similar eruptions worldwide, while socially it underscores humanity's vulnerability to natural forces, influencing art, literature, and philosophy from Renaissance paintings depicting the disaster to contemporary disaster preparedness protocols that echo the warnings ignored in 79 AD. The human toll, estimated in the thousands, serves as a somber reminder of how quickly prosperity can turn to tragedy, with the preserved casts of victims humanizing the statistics and fostering empathy across generations. Excavations continue to yield new insights into class structures, diet, and even medical conditions of the era, enriching our historical narrative while highlighting the ethical debates over disturbing these ancient graves. This has been Of the World, Chronicles of Disaster. Nature speaks in fire, earth, and water. We can only listen,